guys, I am back. I know I'm supposed to be doing part 3 pregnancy video with Kynsley, but honestly, like, time has been flying by. I've been doing the show. Um, a lot of things with myositis has gotten canceled, rearranged. I've been doing little projects here and there. I'm trying to get my house in order, trying to get the show together. There go my hubby beeping in. As you guys know, we have Cody, so I have to been taking him to the vet, and then I gotta take him to the ear crop specialist. It's like every 3 days. Not to mention I'm still homeschooling, so it is a lot. So I'm coming in really, really fast before my show starts today at 2 o'clock. Crazy and Christian, come on Facebook if you want to see it. Anyway, I was coming on to talk about Kynsley a little bit. I know she's gonna be mad that she's not in the video, but she will be okay. Oh, and she just graduated from pre-K, so that was really cool. So with her pregnancy, it was a little bit more in depth, a little bit more in tune. I learned a lot more about myositis and pregnancy, the mortality rate, the prognosis, like all those things that comes with someone being pregnant with myositis. I did not realize just how high risk I was until I moved to Houston, and I was seen at the Women's Pavilion for Texas. Oh gosh, my mind just went blank. Texas. It's not Texas Children's, but it's the Women's Pavilion here in Houston, Texas. So like look that up. Anyways, I had Dr. Ramirez, which is one of the like top doctors that specializes in fetal medicine and all that kind of stuff. I don't know the technical words for anything, but basically I was not expected to live after the pregnancy. I was told that my options were to abort so that I can live, or if I went through with the pregnancy, I would have a poor quality of life, and or I would be dead, pretty much. That my lungs and my heart would not be able to handle a full-term pregnancy. So I was just pretty much terrified my whole pregnancy because I was like, what do I do? They gave me a time frame to make up my mind because they said once I reach 20 weeks, then I had no choice other than to continue the pregnancy. And so after seeing a cardiologist, matter of fact, I think I want to say he was chief of cardiology. They did all kinds of heart tests, and he said my heart looked good, and I saw a lung specialist, and she said my lungs were decent, but I had to be placed on oxygen. That's when I started the oxygen in my pregnancy. Up until my pregnancy, I was not on oxygen. And I was just walking around normal, pregnant, and didn't know that I needed all this stuff. They saw me twice a week, versus in the past where I was seen weekly toward the end of the pregnancy. From out the gate, I was getting seen twice a week. I was told that they were having meetings about me, and they had never seen a case like mine, where I've had 2 previous pregnancies and survived, and that my quality of life was not poor. It was on average for someone with polymyositis and interstitial lung disease. And but with them, they were thinking, I guess, well, she's gone through this already twice. We don't know if her body can handle a third pregnancy, so they had ICU set up for me, because they just knew that I was going to be in ICU. That's just what I was told. They told me that while I had to get a C-section, of course, because Kennedy was a C-section, and the way that I was cut, they do not encourage women to give birth vaginally, because I'm cut like, hold on, I'm getting the hand right, like this. Outside like this, inside like this. So I had to have a C-section, and when they came in, they were giving me all kinds of I think I had like maybe 4 or 5 different IV ports, and they were even thinking about putting one in my neck because they was explaining to me that, well, this is for if you need this medication, that medication, and then they were saying like, if you feel like you're drowning, you need to let us know, right? You know, do whatever you can do, say whatever, because that's not a good sign. If I felt like I was drowning in the middle of surgery, and me, I was like, whatever you do, do not tell me when you finna cut me. Because I'm one of those people, like, she's like, okay, incision. I'm going to be trying to feel for it. Like, she couldn't, you know. And then I told Cam, I was like, oh my God. I don't want to know nothing. I don't want to see nothing. I don't hear nothing. He was like, Holly, they sewing you up. I was like, what? I don't feel like I'm drowning and stuff like that. And he was like, she's here. So that was the first time me being awake during the C-section, because I was asleep for Kennedy's, woke up, and my baby was in the NICU and I was at the hospital. But that was my first time being able to experience it with Cam, and get to see my baby and all that. It was just, it was a pretty neat experience. But what was I gonna say? My nose itching. I want to rinse out my makeup. The pregnancy actually was not all that bad. It felt like my first 2 pregnancies. I wasn't on a special diet with Kynsley. She let me eat pretty much whatever. That was pretty much the only difference. Like with Kennedy, I had morning sickness if I ate something healthy. Camden, I had morning sickness if I ate something that was fattening. Kynsley, she just let me eat. I didn't really have morning sickness. I was just kind of sleepy all the time. Now, I did have to do the, what do you call them? I don't think it's I don't know. They had to do these little inserts because I had a little bit of bleeding, and they were saying that I needed to increase my levels. And I did the inserts. After that, everything was fine. And I went to 34 weeks with Kynsley. So that's pretty. I mean it's short, but it's good. She had a good fighting chance, which she did. She came out. She didn't even go to the NICU. Perfectly fine. No, wait. No, she did go to the NICU, but she was only there like maybe a couple of weeks, if that. And all she had to do was just eat because she was only a little under 4 pounds. What else? I'm trying to think. I think the biggest fear was possibly not surviving the pregnancy because, you know, leaving behind a husband and a child and 2 children, one who would never know me, one that would be 5 years old and not have enough memories to keep of me. That was my biggest fear, because I mean, right before I went back, my doctor hadn't made it yet, and it was actually her birthday. Kynsley was born on her birthday, and so the doctor that was there, she came in and she was like, you know what's gonna happen, or what could happen. We have to go over all of this. The percentage of death is this, and this, and so that started to freak me out because I was like, the odds are stacked against me, like stacked. You know, like, do you want to sign a DNR, or do you have a living will? Like, all these things that you really don't want to hear before going into surgery to have a child. And you know what? There was one doctor, the heart doctor that I saw, and he was like, it's not up to your, because I was like, I need to consult with my husband about this whole abortion thing. We don't believe in that. And, well, it's not up to your husband. It's up to you. It's your body. Do you want to have a poor quality of life? You'll be in a wheelchair for the rest of your life. You might be hooked up to a machine. And, I mean, he just was going on and on and on about how my quality of life was going to be just horrible, or that I might not even survive. And I'm just glad that God removed him and gave me a better doctor. And I want to say his name was Dr. Franklin, something like that. But anyway, pregnancy with Kynsley. was pretty good. The furthest that I no, she wasn't the furthest. Camden was the furthest. She was the second. Kennedy was the shortest. Um, and that's when I got placed on oxygen. I didn't know I needed it, so now I've been on oxygen now for 5 years. It'll be six this summer. 6 years of being on oxygen this summer. And of course, I wasn't taking any medication. The only thing I took was prednisone. Prednisone is my drug of choice and my doctor's drug of choice for me. So I did that, and I was pretty much on bed rest, but I tried to stay, as active as possible that I could be. And that's pretty much it. I'm trying to hurry up. I'm looking at the clock. I gotta go sit up. It's a little bit after 1:30. If I can think of anything else, then I'll add it in this video. If not, I don't know. I kind of feel like, from a doctor's point of view, I can understand why they would tell a woman to abort. But from a mother's point of view, I can also see why you want to at least try. At least for one. I get it. But, I just feel like even with a healthy woman, when she gets pregnant, she's not going to know her outcome. You don't have to have a pre-existing illness or a condition that pops up during pregnancy. You don't have to have any underlying thing to determine whether or not you're going to have a good pregnancy or a healthy pregnancy or a viable pregnancy. Like, you just have to want it and know the consequences that come behind it. Know all the information that you can get. And pray that you have doctors that care about you and have your best interest. And you just have to see the outcome. And I really think that I'm getting close to 15 minutes too. I really think that the mortality rate would be lower if they encourage women with myositis or diseases like lupus to have children, because the more success rate you have, of course, the lower the mortality rate or any other rate, will go down, it will decrease. But if every woman with the illness decides to abort, and then the ones who take a chance and unfortunately pass away or have complications, then on paper it doesn't look good. So man, why did I do this? I should have just waited until after the show, gather my thoughts and everything, and came back with a better video. But I wanted to post because I haven't posted in a while, and I'm gonna get off here because now I'm down to 1 minute and I gotta sit up. So thanks for tuning in. And all that good stuff, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know how it is. Bye.